can you afford to make the monthly payments based on your salary? So we're gonna sit down in my beautiful office, and then we're gonna crunch some numbers and figure out what that looks like. So I'm gonna do a quick walkthrough of how my entire template works so that you can make a better financial decision whether you can actually make the payments or not. All right, let's get started. All right, so here you can see that I have an affordability spreadsheet that I created. So just an FYI, this spreadsheet is completely free for you. So you can save up for your money for your place. And of course, I am not a realtor or a mortgage broker. So you can guarantee that you will not get any spam calls from me at all or coming at you. Are you going to buy a place? Are you going to buy a place? That's definitely not going to happen. So with that said, first things first, the housekeeping. So how do you use the spreadsheet is that you want to go into File, make a copy first in your Google account so that you can make edits to the spreadsheet later on when it is time for your turn to take a look to see if you can afford the place. So this spreadsheet here is primarily based in Canada, but I do feel like a lot of the fields do translate over to the States. So if you are based in the States, you can use this as a guideline in terms of whether you can afford it or not as well. So let's get started. So with that, what we want to do is open up a listing here. So this is the one that I found. It is listed at $600,000 for 530 square feet. This is a 1-bed, 1-bathroom condo. So the property tax for this property here is around $1,500 a year, and the monthly strata fee is around $444. This price tag is reflected because of the age of the building. It is a little bit older, so hence the strata fee, maintenance fee is a little bit higher as well. So when we come back to here, we're going to work through this and see whether I can afford this home with a $70,000 salary. So we're going to list a purchase price. Let's type that in. 900. We have your lawyer's fee. I think these days it's around $1,200 or so. Is this a new property? No, this is not a new property. However, if this is a new property, you will need to pay a 5% GST, which is this amount here that you do need to pay when the property closes and is fully transferred under your name. And this needs to be done in cash. I would not recommend getting a loan to pay this tax off. Okay. So for us, this is not a new property. Property transfer tax, again, you do need to pay this. So this is about $10,000, and it's already been calculated in terms of how this property tax is basically calculated. So mortgage rates, it's high this year, right? So I'm going to be super realistic and use my current rate. So I'm at a 3.57 variable rate at the moment. So with a down payment, let's say you worked about 10 years, okay? Let's say you worked about 10 years. So you have a little bit saved up. So let's say you're going to do about a 20% down payment, okay? So it's roughly around here, right? 20% of $600,000 is about $120,000. So that is your down payment. So what you need to get from the bank to lend you is close to $480,000. So your monthly payment is going to be $2,400 on a 25-year amortization period or $2,100 on a 30-year amortization period. That is a lot. So let's see whether we can afford it if we had a salary of around $70,000 per year. So with it on a $70,000 per year after tax, you are really just pocketing around, I want to say close to $4,300 or so after tax, right? So strata fee, again, we can hop back here, and it was for $444. So let's put that in. We have our property tax here, which is $1,476. So we're going to put that in. $1,476. We have our home insurance. We're going to use my number because that's as realistic as we can get. So we're going to put in $1,000. This is exactly what I pay. Water utilities, I paid about $400 for the entire year. Internet's about $50. Electricity averages out to about $50, right? So what we're looking at is that, can you afford to make the payments and keep the home running? The answer is yes, you can, on a 25-year and a 30-year amortization period. But do you keep in mind, this is the amount of money you have left every single month, okay? So this here does not consider things like food, entertainment, car debts, student debts, right? Anything like that, credit cards, does not include any of that. So can you maintain your life with this amount here? That is only up for you to decide. I personally feel like it's really tough to make do with $1,000 left, and if you want to invest money as well, that is really slim picking. So personally, can you actually afford a place that's $600,000 on a $70,000 salary and make the payment every single month? Marginally, barely, okay? So how can we make this a little bit more realistic? All right, so 2 things we can do. What we can do is, of course, first off, increase the down payment, right? So let's say you saved up a ton, okay? We're going with $200,000. So you saved up $200,000, making a 33% down payment, okay? So that significantly reduces your monthly payments. So let's see, let's go back and take a look. So before it was $2,400 for 25 year, and afterwards we are at $2,000. So that is a $400 difference per month, okay? Keep in mind that you're increasing your down payment, you will most likely get it back, just because when you do sell your home one day, that amount is yours because you never asked the bank to borrow that amount, okay? So that is yours already. So with that said, then it really increases the remaining balance that you have left, because you're, of course, borrowing less, meaning that you have much less, you have a lot less left, right? So we have about $1,500. I feel like at that point it is doable, okay? With food, entertainment, anything that comes up, through life, any kind of maintenance, things like that, I think you can make do with $1,500 a month, right? So let's say this is not possible, okay? Like, Grace, I really cannot save up that amount. So let's go back down to our 20% here, right? So another thing you can do is basically increase your monthly income, because you still gotta eat. These are all the fixed fees associated with just keeping the lights on, essentially, right? So let's say if you are on a $90,000 salary after tax, what you're really pocketing, I want to say it's around $5,200. Realistically after taxes, right? So if you are doing that, then you basically have a lot more wiggle room in terms of what you can afford as well, right? So do keep in mind that this spreadsheet here is only an estimate. This is not how much the bank is going to give you, because I have another video on how much the bank is going to give you based on a variety of different attributes that they do consider. But this here is just a great benchmark in terms of understanding, can I make the payments on a monthly basis, and can I keep the home running, right? That is what I'm trying here to help you answer the question, right? So mortgage rate is super, super high at the moment. Okay, so which really impacts your affordability. You might be saying like, hey, what does a 2% difference make in terms of my monthly payment? Well, here, take a look, okay? So on a 25-year amortization period on a 3.57%, you're paying $2,400, okay? Remember that. I remember at the beginning of 2020, when basically COVID started, I was paying about 1.3%, super low. Did you see that number? I popped it in and it's now at $1,800. So we go back, $2,400 versus $1,800, okay? Even though it was just a mere 2%, but that mortgage rate really, really impacts your monthly payments, okay? So make sure you do your math, play around with the numbers, put different numbers in, put a different purchase price in, put a different mortgage rate in, put in your different down payment, and of course, your monthly salary, right? Use this template as your aspiration. What are you trying to manifest? Whether it's a salary, whether it's a down payment, what is that lifestyle you want to do? And this is a guideline in terms of how you can hit that, right? How you're going to get there, it's completely up to you. How you're going to save up on that down payment is also completely up to you. But I do have a video on how we save up $100,000 naturally. Okay. Your final mortgage approval and how much you can get is highly dependent on what the bank is going to give you. All right, so let me know if the video was helpful, if the spreadsheet was helpful as well. Do make sure to never compare yourself to other people, because you are on your own unique journey as well, and we each have a different life story. And again, we'll see you again in the next video. Bye.